teaching video for this particular chapter. So let's proceed. So before this, I've shown the formula. Okay, to calculate national income, we have three approaches, which is the income approach, expenditure approach, and product approach. And I already mentioned that below here, the formula is the same. Only the formula above, before we can find the gross domestic product, this one is very different from each approach. Okay, so I already told you how to memorize this. Okay, for income approach, this is basically the income or the payment for the factors of production used. For example, wages and salary is the payment for labor, interest and dividend is the payment for capital, rent is the payment for land, and profit is the payment for the usage of entrepreneur. Because we have four factors of production: land, labor, capital, entrepreneur. Each factor of production has their own income or payment. So just memorize what is the factors of production. Inshallah, you will get the income approach, because as you know the factors of production, you will know the name of the payment for each factors of production. Next, we go for expenditure approach. To identify the formula, to memorize the formula in expenditure approach, you should know that expenditure means the expenses, and what expenses of the sectors inside the economy. So we have learned that there are four sectors inside the economy, which are the household, firm, government, and also the last one is the foreign sectors. Okay, so the expenses of household we call as consumption. The expenditure of firm we call as investment. The expenditure for government we call that as government expenditure or government spending. And the expenditure for the rest of the world, other country inside the world, inside our country, is the net export. The export minus import. Okay, so for here, if you want to find the first one, which is the gross domestic product, if the question gives net export, then you just take the value. If the value is positive, you just plus it. If the value is negative, you minus. But if the question gives separately, for example, the question gives export and also import, item for export and also item for import. Bear in mind, if you want to find gross domestic product, only the positive one you will add. Maksudnya sekarang ni export kan kita dapat duit. When we sell our product outside, of course our product will go outside, but it will cost inflow of money because they will pay for our product. Duit akan masuk. So if we do export to other country, we will record that as positive untuk dapatkan GDP. Okay, tambah. But for import, because we are buying product from outside, so meaning that we need to pay. So they will have outflow of money outside the country. That's why kalau import, you kena recordkan sebagai tolak, negative. Okay, and then ada tambahan which is change in stock. Okay, so very simple. The thing is, in the question, dia tak adalah keluar direct consumption, investment macam tu. Dia ada pusing sikit, tapi you boleh identify which item belongs to which approach. And for product, I've told you, product approach is the industry inside economy. So we have lots of industry. This is among the industry. So ada lagi yang saya tak letak, which is banking, insurance. We have government service. Be careful lah, this one is government expenditure. This is government service. Kalau perkhidmatan kerajaan, dia akan duduk kat sini. Okay, so kita tengok satu. Mula-mula kita punya aim adalah to find the gross domestic product. So kita tengok soalan. We have the question there. Okay, this is our question. So dia akan keluar item macam ni. What should you do is, you need to identify which one belongs to which approach. Okay, for example, the first one, private investment. So private investment, the keyword is here, investment. So which one in the approach? Investment is here, right? Even though ada tambahan perkataan private, keywords dia saja. So investment, meaning that this item belongs to expenditure approach. So you kena label dulu dalam exam. Kalau keluar soalan macam ni, dia bagi list macam ni, you tak boleh terus main tulis jawapan je. You kena label dulu item to belong to which approach, so that you tak tertukar dan tak ambil dua kali. Okay, so untuk income, saya labelkan sebagai I. Untuk expenditure, saya labelkan sebagai E. Untuk produk, saya labelkan sebagai P. Produk. I income, E expenditure. So sekarang kita labelkan. So untuk private investment, okay, dia akan jadi E lah kan, because it belongs to expenditure approach. Okay, next is export. See, ini yang saya kata, export dengan import dia bagi asing. Kalau dalam ni, net export terus dah tolak siap-siap, export tolak import. So kalau dia bagi net export, kita dah tambah je nilai saja, tak ada masalah. Tapi for this one, because dia bagi asing, okay, ingat export duit masuk, walaupun export belongs to expenditure approach, import juga belongs to expenditure approach, tapi nanti bila you nak kira GDP, import you kena tolak, export you tambah. Yang ni you tambah, private investment you tambah. Okay, sorry ya, sekejap. Okay, the private investment you just add. Alright, and then public investment. Kenapa ada dua kali investment? Kat sini satu je investment, tak kisahlah. Sekarang ni dia tak bermaksud every item kan ada satu je. Sekarang ni this is the different things. Private investment, yang ni public investment pula, tapi both investment, and investment belongs to expenditure approach. So just label this one as item for expenditure approach also. Okay, and then kita ada taxes on expenditure. Ada student kan, dia pantang tengok perkataan expenditure, terus dia masuk bawah expenditure approach. Be careful this is tax. Okay, cukai ke atas perbelanjaan. Dia bukan perbelanjaan, cukai ke atas perbelanjaan. So taxes, I haven't told you, right? Tak ada pun dalam setiap approach, mana ada cakap pasal taxes. Okay, untuk produk pun tak ada pasal taxes. Here, mana ada taxes here? So no taxes above this. Before we can find gross domestic product, our first one tak ada pun cakap pasal taxes. So tax duduk kat mana? Tax duduk kat bawah ni, nampak? Indirect taxes. And kita ada lagi tax kat sini, personal tax. Kalau untuk expenditure approach sebelah sini, dengan product approach, tax dia lagi bertambah. Indirect tax, direct tax, personal tax. See, same goes here, because for expenditure approach and product approach here, kat belah bawah ni sebiji sama. So kat sini pun ada indirect taxes, direct tax, and lastly is personal tax. See, we have 3 types of tax, and each tax digunakan di tempat yang berbeza. For example, the first one, indirect tax, kita guna bila kita nak tukar daripada gross national product market price kepada gross national product factor cost. Lain ni, market price dan factor cost. Nanti I'll explain what does it means. So kalau you tahu, setiap tax tu digunakan tempat berbeza. If for example, you main letak je semua tax, letak satu tempat, of course, yang bawah-bawah ni semua akan jadi salah. So be extra careful. The formula is not easy to, it's not hard to memorize, but once you salah, everything akan salah, you akan hilang markah. For example, another tax which is direct tax, kita akan guna bila nak tukar daripada national income kepada personal income. And last kali, personal tax akan digunakan untuk tukar daripada personal income kepada disposable income. Meaning that these 3 types of tax will be used at different place, and you need to use the correct tax at the correct place so that your answer is correct. Okay, so here taxes on expenditure is nama lain bagi indirect tax. Nanti saya akan cerita macam mana nak senang bezakan antara taxes yang ada dalam soalan. Okay, so it's not expenditure, okay? Alright, this one is tax on expenditure. So it's not belongs to expenditure approach. Yang kita nak label belong to expenditure approach tu mesti yang item yang belah atas ya untuk cari GDP. So tak ada. It's not about tax. Tax duduk belah bawah. Okay. And then household expenditure. Ini baru betul. Perbelanjaan household. This is nama lain untuk consumption sebenarnya. Dia tak ada direct soalan. Tapi bila you dah buat banyak-banyak kali, insyaAllah you'll be fine. Okay. So kita akan label kat sini as expenditure. Okay. Government purchase of goods and services. Dia pun beli barang kan. Government expenditure lah kan. Tapi nama lain dia. Okay. Property gain from abroad. Did I mention anything about abroad? Saya tak ada kan. Dalam product approach, this is about industry. This is about the expenditure of the sectors. This is about the income of the usage of factors of production. So nothing about abroad, right? So abroad tu duduk kat mana? Abroad tu akan duduk kat bawah ni. Lepas you already find the GDP to find GNP. So ini item yang you tak perlu label. Sekarang you label kat luar ni cuma item yang you akan guna. You akan guna untuk cari kat atas ni. Gross domestic product. Okay. So abroad both of them tak perlu. Depreciation tak ada kan. You tak ada jumpa perkataan depreciation. Jadi sebab depreciation duduk kat bawah ni. Ni depreciation ataupun capital consumption. Dia duduk kat bawah untuk cari national income. Therefore gross national product kepada national income. So this is all yang ada, yang you boleh label, yang duduk belah atas. So looking at this trend now, for this question you must use expenditure approach to answer the question. You tak boleh lah pakai income approach punya formula untuk jawab soalan ni, sebab dia banyak item expenditure approach dan dia tak ada langsung item income approach. Nak tambah apa, nak dapat jawapan macam mana, sebab item tak ada. For example, product approach pun tak ada, item dia pun tak ada. Everything is about expenditure approach. So how to answer this question? Okay, what should you do is you just list down the answer there. Okay, kejap I have already the answer. Okay, macam ni saya dah label sama je. Untuk cari GDP, yang bawah tu tak payah tengok ni sebab saya buat jawapan dah habis dah. Okay, untuk cari step yang pertama which is GDP, kan, formula untuk expenditure approach, step pertama dia adalah expenditure approach. Sorry, this one. Nak cari GDP, nama pendek dia GDP, Gross Domestic Product, market price. Okay, what should you do is you add everything yang ada kena-mengena dengan expenditure approach lah. Okay, so private investment plus export, tapi import kena tolak. Private investment plus export, import kena tolak. Public investment pun plus lagi. Household expenditure you plus. Government purchase of goods and services you plus. So ini je kena careful, kena tolak. So once you already add everything, you akan dapat item yang pertama, iaitu GDP market price. Very simple. Okay, so for ECO120, dia tak ada soalan yang campur-campur, tapi I'll show you one question from ECO211 so that you nampak apa point kita label. Okay, sekejap ya. This is their question. Okay, they have a very long item there. For example, this one. So let's do it together. Okay, so expenditure, government expenditure, perbelanjaan kerajaan. So ini adalah expenditure approach. So kalau you tak ingat lagi, make sure you print out the notes, the formula, so that every time you do the exercise, you can refer back to the formula. Okay, private expenditure is also expenditure. Mining and quarrying, ini sektor perlombongan. So this one belongs to product. Finance and insurance, ini also product. Manufacturing, also product. What about rent? Rent is the payment for land. So ini adalah item for income approach. Hotel and restaurant, also product. Agriculture, product. Communication, also product. So this is, orang kata, industri dalam negara. Dividend, dividend. Dividend and interest is the same. This is the payment for capital. So it is income approach. And profit is also income approach. Okay, be careful with this one. Capital consumption. Even though the word consumption here, so kalau kita tengok dalam formula kan, consumption, here is consumption, expenditure, right? Tapi ini adalah consumption duduk saja tau. Tapi bila dia consumption comes together with capital, dia bukan lagi bermaksud perbelanjaan, dia bermaksud susut nilai, depreciation. So this one does not belongs to income approach. Does not belongs to the expenditure approach. So be extra careful with this one. Yang nampak consumption terus letaklah expenditure approach. Tak, because this one belongs to the depreciation. You cari dekat bawah untuk cari national income kat sini. Bukan untuk cari kat atas. So kalau bukan nak cari kat atas, kita tak payah label dia sebab kita tak tahu item tu belongs to what. And then, I already mentioned to you, kita ada tax on expenditure. Even though it's mentioned about expenditure, tapi ni cukai. Belum lagi. Net factor abroad. See, this is one is about abroad kan. Yang nak tukar daripada step kedua kepada step ketiga. Daripada sini kepada sini. Step pertama kepada step kedua. So, abroad. So, kita tak cari ke atas juga. So, we don't need to label that one. Subsidies. Ada student salah faham dia kata subsidi adalah government expenditure. Pembelanjaan kerajaan adalah kerajaan keluarkan duit, dia subsidiskan the business. No. Subsidi is different than government expenditure. So in this case, subsidi akan duduk di bawah kat sini. So be careful, jangan samakan dengan government expenditure. Is government expenditure, subsidi is subsidi. So you don't need to label that one. And what about transfer payment? Have you learned about transfer payment? Tak ada. Yang kita belajar kat atas ni je. Yang ni dengan industry inside the economy. So transfer payment duduk kat mana? Duduk kat bawah. So we don't need to label that also. Nanti I explain you in detail what does it means for everything. Okay? That affecting income received from abroad. Balik. Business taxes. See, taxes yang kacau. Sebab taxes duduk bawah Private income taxes pun ni jangan kacau. Employee Providence Fund. See, this is another name for EPF. Dalam formula EPF. Dia guna kat bawah untuk dapatkan personal income. And social contribution is the other name for SOCSO. SOCSO tu social security contribution. Okay, so this does not belongs to each the three approaches. It belongs to every single approach. Sebab kat bawah ni sama. Nampak tak? Transfer payment, direct tax, undistributed profit, EPF, SOCSO, return earning. Kat sini pun sama. Kat sini pun sama. Meaning that it belongs to all three approach. So tak perlu label. Sebab dia duduk belah bawah. Kita cuma nak labelkan apa-apa yang duduk kat belah atas. Okay. So now, from here, apa yang you dapat? You ada item from expenditure approach. You ada item from product approach. You ada item from income approach. And here, nampak tak? So, jadi confused, right? Which approach nak pakai untuk jawab this question? Okay. Solution dia, you akan pakai approach yang item dia paling banyak. So sekarang kita do our calculation. Okay, so tengok berapa banyak. Expenditure ada 1, 2 je. Produk ada 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Produk ada 6. While income ada 1, 2, 3. Income ada 3. So which approach yang paling banyak? Which is product. Meaning that for this question, you must use the formula of product approach. You tak boleh pakai expenditure dan juga income approach. Hopefully you can make sense what I'm trying to say here. Okay, let's try another question yang panjang juga so that you can see how to label that one. Even though you don't have this question, it is much easier for you lah. Okay, for example this one. Okay, first of all, wages and salaries. Which approach? This is payment for labor. So it is income approach. Interest, rent and dividend, this is the payment for capital, right? So income approach also. Agriculture and fishery, this is industry, which is product approach. Income from self-employment, this is labor. Okay, dapat bila labor bekerja dia dapat income. Okay, export, expenditure. Import, expenditure, tapi kena ingat import kena tolak. Okay, tax yang kacau sebab dia duduk bawah. Companies retain profit. Even though dia sebut profit here guys, be careful Profit untuk income approach, nama dia cuma Sama ada dia bagi nama profit saja ataupun distributed ataupun undistributed profit. Kalau company's profit ni bukan entrepreneur punya profit. So be careful. Yang nampak perkataan je, ni income approach ni. Tak boleh. Okay, net factor abroad, like I told you, abroad tu kita tak pakai lagi kan, dia duduk kat belah bawah. And capital consumption, this is not expenditure approach, this is not consumption on their own, this is consumption with capital. So this is the item you use to find national income. So kita tak payah label. So here, look at the majority. I ada 3, expenditure ada 2, product ada 1. So for this question, you must use income approach. So what happened to the item yang lain-lain tu? Kita tak akan pakai lah. So sebab kita tak boleh campur item approach lain dengan approach lain. So yang ni kita tak akan pakai. We won't use this one. Sorry ya Allah Akbar. Sorry. Okay, we won't use the item for product approach. We also won't use the item for expenditure approach. So yang kita pakai cuma ini untuk cari yang pertama, step pertama, which is GDP, market price. Okay, you can do your exercise. You can label the question. We have lots of question. Even your own question ni, you ada banyak. Kita ada 11 question. You can label. This one approach mana, this one approach mana. Yang tak ada kat belah atas tu tak perlu label. Okay. Alright. Next is, according to the formula, after we have find the approaches and we add the item for that approaches, we will find the first one, which is gross domestic product. Apa maksud gross domestic product ni? Okay. Sekejap, saya akan cerita kat awak what is the meaning of gross domestic product. Tapi, once we want to explain about gross domestic product, automatically kita akan cerita juga pasal gross national product. So, ni GDP, GNP. Sebab GDP dan GNP ni beza dia sikit saja. And bear in mind, in order for you to find the differences between GDP and GNP, you akan pakai yang item yang ada tulis abroad tu keywords dia, abroad. Ada satu yang you kena tambah, ada satu yang you kena tolak. Itu you kena identify. Okay, so before we go with the second step, kita tengok dulu apa maksud dia. Okay, so I already simplify here. The differences between gross domestic product and gross national product. The full name for GDP is gross domestic product. The full name for GNP is gross national product. Okay, first of all, let's look at the definition. Gross domestic product is the market value. Okay, what should you do is, you must mention this. If they ask you to define, wajib sebut market value. You wajib tulis market value. Because kita kena ingat, okay, market value ni harga siap, harga barang siap, harga pasaran. So ada dua dalam ekonomi, di market value, satu lagi factor cost. So itu adalah harga producer. So ini harga, market value ni harga consumer. So yang kita nak record dalam penghasilan negara, the income of a country, is the harga barang siap itu sendiri, bukan harga yang producer dapat. Kenapa harga barang siap tak sama dengan harga producer dapat? Sebab producer yang jual kan? Tak, sebab dalam harga producer dapat termasuklah cukai milik kerajaan. So basically, even though you pay for the pen RM2, at the end of the day, yang producer dapat bukan solid RM2. Sebab dalam RM2 tu termasuk lagi sekali cukai, dan this tax belongs to the government. So the seller needs to return back to the government. Okay, through payment of tax lah. So here, keywords there, you must write down market value, because we like to take the price in the market of the product of final goods and services. Like I told you before, Dalam ekonomi ada two types of goods, final goods dengan intermediate goods. Which one we will record in the national income is the final good, barang siap saja. Kita tak boleh masuk intermediate good. Intermediate good itu adalah barang mentah, bahan mentah untuk buat barang siap. Kalau kita kira balik barang siap, harga barang siap dan juga harga bahan mentah dia akan jadi double counting. So we won't do that. So yang akan direkod cuma final goods and services produced by factors of production. Factors of production is the land labor capital located within the country. Within the country. So maksudnya GDP ni kita nak cari penghasilan barangan siap menggunakan factors of production, resource kita, which is land labor capital, dalam negara sahaja. Itu maksud GDP. So everything yang use resource inside the country and be produced inside the country, we will record in GDP. While the meaning of gross national product is the market value, same here, you also need to mention about market value. Also, final goods and services, yes, it's the same. Tapi dikata kat sini, produced by citizen. Citizen means warga negara of a country, whether they live in the country or abroad. So base GDP dengan GNP ni kita cuma nak cari penghasilan warga negara Malaysia sahaja. While GDP kita nak cari penghasilan dalam negara. So it's different, right? Dalam negara, bear in mind, we have, aside from our citizen, we have the foreigner. Kan banyak kan foreigner dalam negara kita. For example, the Indonesian hard labour yang bekerja kat sini. Kita ada Bangladesh, kita ada Rohingya. They are not the citizen of Malaysia. Tapi bila dia work inside our country, they produce goods inside the country, kita akan record dia sebagai GDP. Sebab GDP ni tak kisah warga negara ke tak. Asalkan production tu being produced within the country, then kita akan record as GDP. Okay, sebab itulah maksud GDP country specific. This is everything about the country, production level of a country. So termasuklah sekali foreigner. And dalam Malaysia kita ada banyak kilang buatan foreigner. For example, milikan foreigner. Toshiba, Hitachi, Panasonic. It is not local. Itu adalah kilang foreign. Tapi, because it been produced, dia berada dalam Malaysia, kita akan rekodkan dia sebagai GDP. So here dia bagi tahu, it will include the market value of the production by the foreigner who live inside the country. Sebab GDP ni target dia nak cari everything within the country. So kita akan record lah the production level of the the final goods and services by the foreigner, because they are inside the country. Tapi foreigner luar negara kita tak kira lah, sebab GDP nak cari every production of final goods and services inside the country. But kita akan exclude, kita akan keluarkan the market value of the production by the citizen of the country who live abroad. Sebab kan sekarang ni walaupun dia warga negara Malaysia, tapi dia duduk luar negara. And for your information, ramai sebenarnya Malaysian citizen living outside of the country. You boleh tengok kan rekod COVID-19 tu. Berapa ramai rakyat Malaysia yang pulang daripada luar negara? Beratus ribu, berpuluh ribu. Better that, lots of us, our citizen, is working outside. Ataupun belajar di luar ke. So, this person, kita tak akan rekodkan dalam GDP. Walaupun dia warga negara. Sebab, dia tak duduk dalam negara, dia tidak menghasilkan something within the country. So, we will exclude the citizen yang duduk abroad, luar negara. Tapi kita akan include foreigner yang live inside the country. Okay, while when we want to find G and P, okay, the opposite will happen. Sebab G and P, kita nak cari citizen of a country. Warga negara. G and P nak tahu penghasilan warga negara. Tak kisahlah, asalkan dia ada kerakyatan Malaysia, dia duduk kat mana pun, kat kutub utara ke, kutub selatan ke, we will record their earning, their production capacity, capability. Okay, so here this mention here, it will include the market value of the production by the citizen who lives abroad, because GNP concerned with the citizen, but it will exclude the market value of the production by the foreigner who live inside the country. Sebab GNP tak nak, dia cuma nak citizen saja. Okay, sebab flow kita, kalau our formula here, kita dapat GDP dulu, then barulah kita cari GNP. So dalam GDP ni dah ada foreigner. So bila kita nak cari GNP, which is for our own citizen only, kita kena excludekan yang foreigner tu. Sebab tu dia bagi tahu kat sini. We will exclude the foreigner, the production of the foreigner who lives inside the country, because GNP focus on finding the production capacity of the citizen only. Bukan netizen, citizen. Okay. Alright, are you okay with that? Can you differentiate between GDP and GNP? Hopefully you are okay. If you still cannot understand this, rewind balik my teaching video. Okay. And here, as you can see here, the formula to find from GDP. Okay, GDP kita dah tahu dah macam nak cari tadi kan. Kita tambah je semua benda ni. Tengoklah approach mana kan. Kita dapat GDP. Now, daripada GDP nak tukar kepada GNP, Gross National Product, what should you do is, you kena cari item yang ada tulis abroad. Kata ni confirm akan ditulis abroad. Okay. So here, we can see that satu item kena tambah, satu item kena tolak. Fahamkan maksud dia? Income received abroad. Income yang kita dapat daripada luar. Income siapa? Of course, income our citizen yang kerja di luar. When you have parents or family inside Malaysia, even though warga negara kita tu bekerja di luar, for example, dia bekerja di Dubai ke, di Singapura ke, they will send back their money. Macam foreigner lah, Indonesian, dia datang kerja kat kita, dia hantar balik kat negara dia kan. Same goes here. Our Malaysian citizen who works outside of the country, they will send back the money inside the country. Itu yang kita panggil income received abroad. Because that money belongs to the citizen, that's why we plus, kita tambah. But income paid abroad, paid, dibayar keluar. Siapa yang membayar keluar duit? Of course, the foreigner. Foreigner yang dah ada dalam negara, they will send back the money back to their origin country. So that one, kita tak nak, sebab that one belongs to the foreigner. Kita nak cari GNP yang mana penghasilan warga negara, our own citizen only. That's why kita kena tolak income paid abroad. Okay? Are you okay? So let's look at the question here. Alright. So let's proceed with question 1. Look at question 1 here. See? Even though dia tak samakan item kan. Tadi income received abroad, income paid abroad. But for this one, dia property gain abroad, property paid abroad. Tak kisahlah. Keywords as I already told you. Dia kata abroad. Okay guys, are you okay? Alright. So, which one yang nak tambah, which one yang nak tolak? Tengok perkataan dia. Property gain from abroad. Dia dapat daripada luar. So, masa bila you akan dapat property that you akan dapat something from outside when our citizens send back, right? So, this one you kena tambah. This one you kena plus. Okay, because ada item ni dia duduk belah bawah dah, dia tak percaya untuk atas dah, bukan yang belah atas ni. So yang ada item tu kita akan label belah dalam. And yang ni you kena tolak income paid abroad, dia bayar keluar, maksudnya foreigner hantar balik lah. So you labelkan sikit, ni item nak pakai masa bila you nak tukar daripada gross domestic product kepada gross national product. Ini pun sama, nak tukar daripada gross domestic product kepada gross national product. Are you okay? Alright. So, macam mana nak jawab dia? Macam mana nak cari step yang kedua? As simple as kita sambung je tadi. Tadi kan kita dah dapat kan? Mana tadi jawapannya? Answer. So, we got our answer here, right? So, what should we do afterwards? Property gain from abroad tambah, property paid abroad tolak. I forgot to tell you, tolak tu yang letak negatif letak dalam kurungan, so that you tak tersalah nanti. Ada student bila dia letak negatif tu dia tak nampak dah, afterwards dia pergi tambah, so dia akan menyebabkan major mistake. Macam inilah, yang ni kan import kena tolak kan. So apa yang you kena buat? 110 tambah 160 tolak 154 tambah 210 tambah 375 tambah 142 dapat 843. This is our GDP. So bila kita nak tukar kepada step yang kedua, which is GNP, property gain from abroad kita tambah, property paid to abroad kita tolak. Nampak? Kita letak simbol tolak kat sini. Cumanya dalam ni saya kata letak kurungan. So 843 tambah 15 tolak 7, you akan dapat GNPMP. You dapat step yang kedua. Are you okay? Boleh ni? Hopefully boleh. So we have done from here to here. Very simple. Keywords dia nak tukar daripada gross domestic gelap sangat. Gross domestic kepada gross national, you kena cari yang ada perkataan abroad. Okay. Lepas tu saya ada sedikit tambahan. Kadang-kadang, okay, kita soalan dia tak ada bagi asing, dia bagi sekaligus. For example, ni question 2 everybody. Here you cari perkataan abroad kan, ada satu. Ada lagi? Tak ada dah. Supposedly saya kata ada dua kan, yang paid satu, receive satu kan. But for this one, we only have one. Dan dia ada tulis net. Ingat tak kita belajar tadi? Untuk bahagian atas kat sini, dia boleh bagi net. Kalau dia bagi net export, maksudnya dia tolak siap-siap dah export dengan import. Dia tak bagi asing-asing. You ambil je nilai dia. Kalau nilai dia positif, tambah. Kalau nilai negatif, tolak. Itu maksud net. Dia dah tolak siap-siap. So in this case, kalau dia bagi tahu net foreign from abroad, maksudnya dia dah tolak siap-siap kat awak ni. Income received abroad, tolak income paid abroad. So you tak perlu fikir dah. Nak tambah ke tolak, ambil nilai dia. Kalau nilai dia positif, you tambah. Kalau nilai dia letak negatif, you tolak. That's it. You tak perlu tengok dah from abroad ke, paid abroad ke. And inside the formula, I already gave this. Dapat tak? Other name for income received and income paid can be that is used to find GNP. Kadang-kadang tu soalan boleh pakai income from abroad, income to abroad. Come on guys. Kalau dia kata income from abroad, tambah ke tolak? Income daripada luar. So we must add. Income to abroad, dia bayar keluar. Tolak. Factor income paid to abroad, dia bayar keluar. Tolak. Factor income received from abroad, tambah. See? Okay. Tapi if the income received and income paid already been deducted, dia wajib receive tolak paid. Macam net export lah. Net export awak tak boleh tukar tau. Net export dia tak boleh jadi import tolak export. Dia wajib export tolak import. Okay, same goes here. Kalau dia already being deducted, maksudnya income paid, income receipt dah tolak income paid. Ini adalah antara nama yang dia boleh keluar. Net property income from abroad. Net, keywords dia ada net kat depan. So you tak perlu tengok dah. Oh, from tambah madam, earn tambah, receive tambah, tak payah. Kalau dia kata to pun, kalau nilai dia positif, kita tambah. For this one, you just follow the figure. Kalau dah net ni, ada satu je abroad tu, follow the figure. Figure dia positif, tambah. Figure dia negatif, tolak. Are you okay? Hopefully you're okay. So macam dalam case ni, soalan 2 tu, saya dah ada buat juga. Nanti saya akan bagi kat awak ni, supaya you boleh rujuk sebentar you buat kan. So ada satu je. Okay. So bila dah cari GDP, ni jawapan GDP. Untuk dapat yang kedua, GNP, tukar domestik kepada national. Net foreign income from abroad, sebab nilai dia dalam kotak tu adalah positif, saya letak tambah. So saya dapat jawapan. Very simple. Okay. So that's it for the 4th part teaching video. Saya akan proceed in our next teaching video. So please make sure you buat exercise dulu. At least you dah buat soalan ni sampai dapat step kedua, GNP. Make sure you pula identify item belongs to which one. Okay?